We start this after off with Ash, Hilda, and Silent having lunch with their Pokemon. We see them all relaxing, eating, and recounting their adventures while having a nice, sweet time together. After lunch, the gang split up to enjoy the lake. Ash and Hilda enjoy the lake on one side with their Pokemon, while Silent goes fishing with his on another side. Alright, the gang enjoys this well-deserved downtime while looking happy about their growth throughout their journey. Later on, Ash and Pikachu split off from the others, taking a walk together when suddenly they hear singing, and they see a Pokemon above the lake. Suddenly, a rock is about to hit it until Ash and Pikachu use Electro Ball to stop it. Then, he skips a stone to prevent the debris. The Pokemon and Ash stare at each other before Ash's friends call out to him, causing the Pokemon to run away scared as they approach him, and telling him that Professor Juniper was calling them. She answers the phone, and Professor Juniper happily greets them, telling Ash she wants to see either gang in her lab, and she would like his help with something. Despite being confused, Ash agrees. And the three of the they're packing up and make their way back to New Town, or to New Town for Hilda and Silent's case since they weren't there. As Hilda and Silent walk off, Ash takes one last look at the lake, hoping he'll see that Pokemon again, and before catching up with his friends. Unbeknownst to him, however, the Pokemon makes itself visible and sees Ash leaving, taking an interest in him. The trio then arrives in Anvil Town in order to take their train. But while sightseeing, Ash bumps into a mysterious Pokemon that he, his friends, nor his Pokedex recognize. As Ash apologizes, and the Pokemon forgives him. As a lady with another Pokemon they don't recognize appears. She introduces herself as Alexa and explains that she's a journalist and from the Kalos region with her Pokemon. And this statement intrigues the group, especially Ash. For the time being, they decide to check out their train, with Alexa doing a report and Sally using his vast knowledge on it. And after the group finally has their fit, they take the train in New November, with Alexa joining them to do a report on Professor Juniper. After boarding the train, Ash and Silent quickly realize that it's the battle subway, and not too long into the ride, they reunite with Ingo and Emmett, and who greet the group warmly, introduce themselves as Ash and Silent's female friends. And the four men and then catch up with the subway bosses admitting, and they saw a glimpse of Silent's promotion on TV and congratulate him. Silent thanks the brothers, and the two who then receive the Ash guys and Silent for a rematch, wanting to see how they've grown. And the two accept. With Alexa recording, both sides battle it out. It's a tag bout with the same Pokemon as last time. Come on. The thing is pretty even on both sides. As well, Ash and do show their growth. From the last battle, the subway bosses are still the subway bosses. And of course, they put up a tough challenge for the boys. Ash then, however, gets an idea, which was the Silent, who agrees. As the subway bosses launch on combined attack, Ash's duo jump in the air while Pansy uses Dick. While Duo then uses his Hydro Pump in the air, then hit Electro. While Pansage comes out of the ground with a dig combined with acrobatics to jump out faster and hit both Pokemon, leaving them both wide open for a water pledge, knocking them out, winning actions on the battle and redeeming their loss for last time. The subway bosses humbly accept defeat and praise the duo's growth, wishing them luck before leaving to head back to the train. Ash and Silent are happy for the win, while Hilda and Silent praise them as the train arrives at their destination, so they get off and continue their way. Now in Nimbasa Town, Ash brings the group straight to the lab, and upon arriving, he remembers the first day he arrived in Unova. As they head inside, they reunite Professor Juniper, and to their surprise, Bianca with a new outfit, revealing that she's now Professor Juniper's assistant. Ash is confused until Hilda inform him what she told them back at the Unova League. After the conversation, Ash congratulates Bianca alongside the others. Juniper tells him what's up. I'm telling them she has a new trainer on her way here, but she's taking her time. So for the time being, they just all have a little chat. But everyone else sits and stands alongside some tea. While Ash calls Professor Oak for their own chat. As things continue, a nervous girl who goes like Natasha enters, and she's revealed to be the new trainer. And yes, this is my version of the episode. New places, familiar faces, and things after this part will play out similar to canon, but with slight changes. For one, Bianca's the one to bring the starters. Ours, like Can, she overthinks everything, but ultimately picks Tevik as her partner. This time, it's just Ash battles her instead of a tag battle with Ash. Like his battle with Cheren all that time ago, which Ash is reminded of, he absolutely dominates the battle, especially because Natasha overthinks. However, Ash gives her advice to help her get better. Then Team Rocket forces the battle to get called off, as he used new Pokemon, Moongus and Frillish, for power. However, through Ash's words, Natasha manages to gain confidence in herself and help Ash save the day. Blasting Team Rocket off. And afterwards, with confidence in herself, she leaves for her journey. With all of that taken care of, the group prepares to head out. Before that, Hilda and Bianca share a nice moment where they reflect on their friendship and wish each other luck on their paths, with the others looking on with a smile. Professor Juniper then suggests they head to Asperitia City, by saying someone there would like to see them. To sign what I want to see what this is about before say goodbye and make that their next stop. The group now in Asperitia City surprisingly run into Hugh Lightbird, and a little girl who Hugh introduces as his sister, who actually recognizes Ash from the league. Like she raises Ash after the skills she saw, and also thanks him for helping her brother reunite her and Lightbird. Where Ash says it was no big deal, that he was happy to help, before asking, so what are they doing here? Hugh feels that he is here, and that Professor Juniper informed him of Ash and his friend's arrival. Well, Hugh's little sister has to go, but she wishes them all luck as Hugh brings them into the location. It's a building which the gang quickly recognizes as a gym, and that's when a familiar face walks out. It's Cheren, who likes being has a new outfit. He welcomes everyone to the Asperitia City gym and school, shocking the trio. Cheren brings them inside and explains that thinking about what Alder said back at the league, he's been thinking about what to do after the league was over. And that's when Asperitia City announced the creation of a gym, and he decided to apply by taking all his advice of helping people and also helping them get stronger in a heart. Ash is really happy for him, but he's also a little bummed out as he can't take on his gym with the league over and already having 8 badges, which caused the others to chuckle. Despite that, Ash tells Cheren that he knows will be great, and Cheren thanks him and leads the group to the battlefield, where much to everyone's surprise, he challenges Hilda to a battle. Surprising her, she asks why, but Silent says he thinks he has an idea. This would give both of them experience in the field. Cheren as a gym leader and Hilda as a gym battle. But Cheren nods to this, agreeing and saying exactly. Also because he's the only member of the trio he hasn't battled for. Seeing these points are true, Hilda agrees. The two agree to a 1v1 battle, and it's Mean Shao versus Durant, which reveals that Cheren's gym will specialize in steel types. The battle is actually pretty intense, as despite being a new character, Cheren's skills enough to give Hilda a run for her money. Despite that, Hilda's experience from the battle clubs and watching her friends battle has definitely made her a better handler, so she's able to keep up. The battle continues like this with the others looking on, impressed with the skills of both trainers. After a tough fight, the battle comes down to an Iron Head and Jump Kick clash that ultimately ends in a draw. Both trainers thank each other and their Pokemon for the battle, while the others applaud in amazement. Back outside the gym, before the group leaves, Ash, Cheren, and Hugh have a nice chat, reflecting on their rivalry and wishing each other luck. They also wonder how Iris is doing, and Ash hopes to see her again someday. Well, soon, more likely, but he'll take any time. After that, the group will have their separate ways as the quartet head off. The group has now arrived at an event called the Grass and Glide Competition, where trainers have double battles with grass and flying types. Ash decides to enter, and surprisingly, Lex decides to as well, giving her camera the Hilda, asking her to record it for her, and she agrees. Reads Ash and Hill. Alexa head to the register. The tournament begins with the top 8, with everyone battling hard to win, showing off their own different unique skills, and they impress the audience. After 4 hot-fire battles, the 4 winners are to merge and make their way to the semifinals. These battles are shown next, and they're just as good. They put up a challenge against each other, and after all said and done, the finalists are Alexa and Ash. The two then make their way to the finals and will hope for a good battle with no hard feelings. And here's where Alexa shows Ash her skills, but she reveals despite not really being considering herself a Pokemon trainer, or at least one taking on the gym challenge, she does have some pretty good skills, revealing that her sister is a gym leader, and she would occasionally train with her, and would help her get and for fun along the way. But this is also where Ash introduced her other Pokemon, Noivern. This definitely makes things a bit tougher on Ash's part, as despite in the type event, and Vanny are gives type things, he definitely struggles you with Alexa's unexpected skills, and of course battling Pokemon he's never seen before, which reminds him of his battle against Harrison back in Johto. Despite that though, this is still Ash. He manages to get the upper hand, and with some will time attacks, and after an X-Scissor and Aerial is combined attack, Go-Go and Noivern are down, while making Ash the winner of the battle and the tournament. The two compliment each other, and Alexa congratulates Ash. He thanks her and receives a medal for his victory, bringing the tournament to a close and letting the group continue on their journey. Sometime later, the group arrive at a Kanto fair, showing the Unova people what Kanto is like. The Silent and Alexa are amazed, while Ash is nostalgic, reflecting on his past journey all that time ago. The four then explore the fair together, checking out the stalls, also Ash naming Kanto Pokemon, while Alexa records the experience. From that point on, the rest goes on like canon. A speech from Professor Oak about the starters, or the gang learning about Pikachu being Ash's first Pokemon due to him oversleeping. The fair host and her Charmander putting on a show, only for the latter to get dizzy and crash into a wall with debris falling on it, and then being taken to the Pokemon Center for healing. While Charmander is resting up, the group will have a drink together. However, where the other three notice Ash having a smile on his face looking out the window, asking him what's up. And he admits to them that her Charmander reminded him of his own Charmander, surprising them as he said Pikachu was his first Pokemon. Ash confirms this, but then proceeds to tell the story of Charizard. From being abandoned by his previous trainer, to being left down in the rain taken to the Pokemon Center, returning the right away for Damien, and then helping Ash save Pikachu from Team Rocket, but they're refusing to go back to his previous trainer and joining Ash. From that point on Prime, helped that Charmander helped Ash in plenty of instances, such as catching Primeape, earning the Soul Badge, and when they were trapped in a snowstorm together. However, things took a turn for the worse when Charmander evolved into Charmeleon and stopped obeying Ash, which definitely made things harder. However, Ash didn't give up on Charmeleon, not that it helped much. But later on, though, during an incident with an Aerodactyl, Charmeleon evolved into Charizard, but that was only to battle Aerodactyl, and while it did obey Ash and helping him beat Blaine and earn the Volcano Badge, things between them still didn't get better. And it wasn't until the Orange Eye, where Charizard finally lost the battle against the trainer's Poly, things started to change. After this, Ash then proceeded to take care of Charizard all night, and this is what finally helped improve their relationship and made Charizard listen to him again and defeat Charizard in the Poliwrath, in a rematch. The others are amazed by this story, and Alexa asks where Charizard is now, with the son wondering why Charizard wouldn't still be with Ash due to his strength. And Ash explains that this all changed when Charizard and him went out to Johto, where he met a trainer named Liza and found out about Charizard Valley, where lots of Charizard trained to become stronger. Ash's Charizard tried to test his power, but was quickly overpowered, showing him the hard way that the world has many tough opponents out there, and that he wasn't as strong as he thought, and so making one of the hardest Since in his life, Ash decided to leave Charizard in the valley so he could get stronger. Since then, however, Charizard's taken Brazen training and rejoined Ash to help him in several important battles, such as his gym battle with Claire, his battle with Gary in the Silver Conference in Johto, and his battling as Nolan's Articuno in the Battle Frontier, proving his newfound strength and reliance each time. A little after finishing his story, the host and her Charmander appear, apologizing for all the trouble they caused. With Ash saying it's all good, commenting them on their bond and suggesting they be more careful from now on. The host thanks and agrees with Ash as she and her partner leave. And watch them head out, Ash's friends admit that despite only knowing him since their time together, it's really nice to hear about his previous adventures and friends. Ash thanks them and admits that reminiscing like this is real, left him wanting to see Charizard again, an idea which excites the others who would love to meet him and see how his friendship with Charizard differs from the one he has with Pikachu. And so, with that said, Ash decides to make a call to Professor Oak, who, after a while of waiting, gets the Pokeball from Liza and is ready for the transfer. For Ash, due to already having a full team, decides to send Archeops to Oak's lab. Professor Oak applauding the idea, seeing he'll get the study uniform for Osel and now his flying types and Tyranitar have a new friend. Ash agrees, and afterwards the transfer is made. After which, Ash then heads back outside to reunite with the others, and after a deep breath, sends out Charizard, who lets in a mighty roar before happily reuniting with Ash and Pikachu, and using Flamethrower on the former, who shakes it off. Afterwards, Ash introduces Charizard to the others, and they are all amazed and impressed by the Pokemon. Ash then sends out his other Pokemon and have them and meet Charizard, and while Crocodile, Leavanny, and Duart have nice greetings, Darmanitan and Charizard's eyes block immediately and give a fiery glare. Both fire types look as if they clearly want to battle each other. Ash tries to calm them down, but their eyes are locked each other. Seeing their determination, however, Ash decides to let them spar. Boy, thinking it'll be awesome. With his, as soon as he allows it, the two Pokemon immediately enter an intense fight, showcasing their strength, toughness, and pride as fire types. The two have multiple clashes with Flamethrower. Alongside that, they also use acrobatics and flame. Charizard even shows off a new move, Dragon Tail, which hits Darmanitan hard. He then tries it again, but it's countered with Brick Break. The battle between the two amazes Ash's friends and his other Pokemon, while Ash and Pikachu watch on with a smile, happy at both how his fire types have grown. Unknowingly to all of them, the Pokemon from the lake appears, watching the battle, and notices Ash, but keeps quiet the whole time. Eventually, it hides away, and Pikachu notices something. Anyway, the two fire types Darmanitan tries to use Flame Wheel, but Charizard grabs it and then uses Seismic Toss, slamming Darmanitan in the ground hard. Darmanitan is beaten hard and tries to get back up as Charizard flies down, but instead of smirking in victory or attacking, Charizard extends his arm and reaches out to Darmanitan. And with a chuckle and smile, Darmanitan accepts the offer and collapses in Charizard's arms, settling their differences and gaining respect for each other. Ash congratulates his fire types for their battle and strength, and praises Charizard for his growth, saying he's really shown him how strong he's become. And so, with a happy smile, Ash asks Charizard would he like to rejoin him. Charizard looks back at Ash with his friends and other Pokemon excited at the idea. And with that and the idea being with his trainer again, Charizard smiles and accepts Ash's request as Ash officially welcomes him back onto the team. And that's where we're going to end this part for now. So what do everybody think of this part? Alright, tell me your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you all next time. Later. Thanks for watching.